Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel, honey. Welcome back to yet another review on House of the Dragon. Okay, so it's been 6 years since the last episode. So Big Ray says that she hasn't seen her husband in 6 years, okay, and that's Lord Corliss. And she asking if he's expected to live. And the Grand Maester is telling her, like, listen, okay, he led his sailors into an ambush and his neck was slashed by a dagger and he lost a lot of blood and he fell into the sea, girl. Now, he didn't say whether or not Corliss would be dying or anything like that. But what he did say is like, girl, he did get a severe wound, so that's very serious, and he got a fever. And with that, with him having this fever, like that's what we really concerned about the most because we don't really know what's gonna happen. You feel what I'm saying? Like, girl, he can't seem to shake this fever. And I hear one of the other people reference it. I think it was Vayman. I think Vayman ended up referencing the fever as a blood fever because they said that he burning from within. So I'm like, oh, girl, it's not looking good for Mister Corliss. And at this point, I feel bad for Big Ray because Big Ray done pretty much lost every motherfucking body. Okay, she done lost her daughter to the fire. Her son really ain't dead for real, but he has fled. Okay, and now her husband sick. She about to lose him too. So I'm sure the queen that never was is extremely pressed. What I want to know, and what my question is is her son, Sir Eleanor, going to show up at a later time and it's going to be revealed that he was never dead at all before Queen that never was passes away? That's my question, okay? Now let's go ahead and keep going. So Vayman doesn't believe he gonna survive, all right? So at least that's what Vayman feel. Vayman feels like, first of all, Vayman is a person from what we've seen throughout this season. He really wants to be one of the people that makes the big decisions. Ultimately, like he really wants to stand in the shoes of his brother, and that's always been a desire of his. It really did not matter, in my opinion, whether Rhaenyra's children were legitimate or illegitimate. It didn't matter because he wants what he wants, so he was still gonna try and push for that. The same way Corliss be subtly trying to put it in Queen that never was mind that she should have been the queen all along. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of what Vayman reminds me of. So he's trying to find out who gonna take the throne once Mr. Corliss is dead. Vayman thinks that it should be him because he is blood and he's the closest to kin. So then Miss Big Ray was over there like, well, wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute 1 second because you over here trying to discount Luke. You feel what I'm saying? And you don't really need to do that. And to be all honest with you, you know what I'm saying? King's Landing and the people over there, they'll have your motherfucking tongue for the stuff that you over here saying. So you might want to be a little more careful with that because you really out here committing treason, right? So the investment is like, I said what the fuck I said, and you already know that I'm not lying, okay? Girl, Driftmark belongs to me, baby. At the end of the day, and y'all can do whatever the hell it is that y'all want to do about it, and I'm gonna do what it is that I need to do as well, okay? So that's the energy that he giving. So she says, all right, now, and I told your motherfucker is to be careful before the king come and take your motherfucking tongue out your mouth. So he said, well, excuse me, if you haven't been paying attention, Miss Girl, the king ain't even been the one sitting on the throne, honey. It's been the queen. So with that being said, we already know that Vayman finna try to go over there and have a good little side conversation with Mr. Otto, so Otto can get into the head of his daughter so that he can get what it is that he wants to get done. See, Vayman already had a plan before he went and approached Queen or approached Princess Rhaenys or whatever her name is, Big Ray. So he already had a plan. He just thought that, okay, let me go over here and see what she's talking about. Let me see if she gonna at least go along, because if she go along, then I ain't gotta go over here and do what I'm finna do. So the fact that she wasn't going along, he's like, okay, babe, I'm finna put my plan into action, girl, and this is how it's finna go, right? Now later on, we see Damon, okay, and this is the uncle to Rhaenyra, Ray, and her man at this time, her new husband, okay? Now he over there digging at something, and some told me he was digging for a motherfucking dragon egg, and guess what he came out with? A motherfucking dragon egg. And when I saw this dragon egg and he walked out the mountain, I'm thinking to myself like, wait, is Rhaenyra pregnant? Baby, we get to see Rhaenyra. Miss Rhaenyra is indeed pregnant. Do you hear what I say? Miss Girl is indeed pregnant. And I'm over here like, wait a minute, Miss Girl got about 5, 6 kids. Okay, Miss Girl been pumping them the hell out. Wow. Okay. I think she had what, three the first time. She got Jay, she got Luke, she got Joffrey, right? Now she got Aegon, Viserys, and then she got another one that's in her stomach, and we don't know what the hell she gonna name that one. She probably gonna name that one Damon. I don't know, girl, but we'll find out at a later time. Okay, so Ray learns that Vaymond is over there questioning the legitimacy of her son Luke and whether or not he's truly a Valerian. All right, so she's pressed about that. So she kind of fears that he gonna try to, or at least not just her, but Damon did bring it up, and he's like, "Do you think that he probably already got a conversation or already had a conversation with Otto and old girl, Miss Allison? Do you feel, because they the ones that's really sitting on the throne? So you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, they in charge of the kingdom. So do you feel like he probably already had that conversation over there?" And she was like, "Well, I don't know. I would hope not. Like, I don't really know, whatever like that." And then she just started talking about her dad, and she kind of went into a zone like, "Dang, my daddy weak. At some point, my dad gonna be passed away, girl. They over there probably taking full advantage of my daddy or whatever." And Zaman was like, "Girl, let's just go on over there to King's Landing, girl. Like, let's just go ahead and go because we got to make a decision, girl." Really, they summoned for her is what it seems like. See, the letter that Damon gave her, I wasn't sure if it came straight from Vaymond saying, "Hey, I'm questioning this," or if it came from the kingdom saying, "Hey, Vaymond is questioning this, and because he is questioning it, then y'all need to come in and we need to make a decision on how this is gonna go moving forward." Okay, so either way, everybody's headed back to King's Landing. Okay, now Rhaenyra didn't even recognize when she got in the house, like she didn't recognize the kingdom at all. And the reason why, and I noticed that they kept putting the camera on these different stars throughout the building, and it looked like they were 5 or 6 stars, 6.5 point star, whatever the hell they were. There were some stars or whatever throughout the building. And she over here like, "Girl, what the hell is this? Like, this does not look like my motherfucking home. Like, girl, what is the one up in here?" We'll get to the bottom of it. Okay, now Allison, as to when we see the kingdom or see them at the council meeting, Allison is sitting in the king's chair. I'm already feeling away, and I'm like, oh my god, every time we jump a few seasons or a few years ahead, we see like, dang, things really change, right? At one point, the last time they did a jump, I think it could have been like a 10-year jump or whatever, 11-year jump. The last time they did it, we see both ladies sitting at the table. When Rhaenyra was younger, her input really wasn't needed for real, for real. They really would not welcome any of the women's thoughts. But now you got Rhaenyra at one point, and you also have Allison sitting, and we're getting their thoughts, okay, their input on things. And then now, once Miss Rhaenyra decided that she finna lead a kingdom, we come back to the kingdom and we see Allison sitting at the head of the table, and that's because Viserys is sick as hell. And I'm over here like, y'all need to give an award to Viserys for him lasting as long as he had. I feel like that's the longest death ever in my year, because he had been dying, girl, from the time that he got that he got cut on the Iron Throne. Something happened to his finger. Like, it's just always been something. He done lost his whole arm was getting ate the hell up. Next thing you know, the whole arm was gone, girl. Then he got this other stuff going on him, got different scabs and shit on his back, throughout his back. Like, girl, the Iron Throne literally ate him up to the last minute, girl. A whole mess. But either way, let's keep going, okay? So the conversation that was at hand with the council was them trying to figure out like who is going to be the successor of Lord Corlys, right? So somebody mentioned how Lord Corlys wanted Luke to supersede him, like once he passes away, right? After it, because of course, according to them, what everybody believes is that Sir Laenor has passed away. So there are no more of Lord Corlys's children left, right? So it was supposed to go from Lord Corlys to Sir Laenor to say Sir Laenor's children. And that would have been Luke, because Luke would have been the next in line to inherit something, because Jace, being the oldest son, was going to inherit the Iron Throne once his mama passes away or whatever like that, girl, okay? So that's just where we at. So that's why I was supposed to go to Luke. So once that came into question, some other people were like, somebody else spoke up and said, well, I mean, come on now, like that Luke hasn't even spent time over there at Driftmark. He's grew up primarily over there at Dragonstone, far away from Driftmark. So why would y'all give him or allow him to inherit a land that he knows nothing about? And I'm feeling a way about the conversation, because I'm feeling like, what's this Queen Allison done inherited some shit she ain't know a whole lot about, okay? And then you had the hand of the king, who had been the hand of the king for many decades now. His ass inherited something that he ain't really know something about. So the audacity, girl, the politics be killing me around there, okay? But anyway, Allison tells them, listen, I hear what y'all saying, but at the end of the day, Rhaenyra is here. So we need to wait and at least allow her to defend her position and hear what it is that she got to say, okay? Before we make an ultimate decision. And I'm feeling away, girl, because the king is laying down in the bed. He's literally been getting his rest and shit. Girl, they running amok in the palace, literally. Okay, so Ray goes to see her daddy. Meanwhile, Allison went to go see that raggedy ass, trifling ass, terrible ass, dog ass son that she got. Okay, so she go to see the son, but Damon and Ray, right? So they tell what's this man? I think Viserys. I think they tell him about the petitions for Corlys's throne. Now, mind you, Viserys in the bed, so he like, girl, what the hell is y'all talking about? Like, girl, something had to happen to Lord Corlys. Like, what is going on? So Damon tells him, listen, you need to affirm Luke's position to the throne. Like, you need to affirm it. Like, you need to stand with us. Like, let's just get straight to the point. But then Rhaenyra seems like she didn't want to get straight to that point when it came to her dad. She just wanted to like calm him, not stress him out. At least that's what it was given to me. You know, Damon came in like, girl, fuck all this. We need to handle business. Ain't nobody got time for this. Listen, this was going on. You know, I don't care about you being sick laying in this damn bed. You need to sit up there and affirm your grandchild. Okay, get it together. So Miss Rhaenyra was like, I mean, calm all that down. Listen, I want to introduce you to somebody. And that's when she introduces him to Aegon and Viserys, her children. Okay, y'all be killing me with these Aegon and Viserys. See, because of the mix up that happened at the very end of the season, y'all need to change these motherfucking names. Okay, because people get stuff misconstrued and then they run an entire muck and cause chaos in the damn castle. Okay, so let's keep going. So she does introduces her daddy and stuff, whatever. Next thing you know, Allison is over there talking to the helper because as soon as she left that council meeting, somebody stopped her and said, oh, ma'am, I don't know where you finna go, but you really need to be headed over there to see your son and the helper because some things done went down with the servant and it's really important. So she gets over there to talk to the servant. What we learned is that the servant was doing her job, helping out, doing whatever she do. And next thing you know, she got somewhat, not somewhat, I feel like she got attacked, you know, in a sexual type of way by Prince Aegon. So he violated her or whatever. So she's over there crying to the queen, telling her what's happening, telling her she telling the truth, like you gotta believe me or whatever. So then Allison hugs her, and the whole time I'm watching, I said, watch this. I know this hoe finna do some FS. I know she finna do some raggedy shit. Because at the end of the day, no matter how sweet people thought Allison was, she's still her daddy motherfucking daughter. So she says, you know, she hugs on her or whatever like that. She gives her some money, I guess, basically for her to go on about her business or whatever. But then she also turns around and gives her some tea and tells her, listen, I kind of fear what the people are going to say. And the girl was like, or what the people are going to think of this matter. So the girl was like, oh, I'm sorry, I won't tell anybody. She said, don't say that because you already done told some people. You told two other motherfucking people, then you just told me. I can't trust that neither one of these mouths is going to talk, okay? But what I can trust is this tea that I'm finna give you, because when I give you this tea that you finna drink, I can make sure that anything you may have conceived on behalf of my dumb ass son, it's not going to come to pass, okay? And that's just what that is. That's just period, all right? Now, she also pretty much sent the girl on her way. That's why I feel like she gave her the money. She didn't harm her, violate her outside of giving her that tea, but it seems like she gave her enough money to flee the castle and to keep her damn mouth closed, okay? And then I think that, so then after that, right, she went to go see her son. She confronts her son talking to Aegon. He in the bed acting like he's asleep or whatever. And girl, I wanted her to take some hot water, well, not boiling, just hot, okay, and throw it on. He said, get your ass the hell up, because you were out here making us look a fool. What about your wife? You got your wife out here looking foolish, who happens to be his sister that he's married to. Girl, I cringe watching this, because I don't even understand white folks' logic at this time that y'all even thought that made sense and was okay. But anyway, girl, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm over here just cringing watching this. So she's like, you making your wife look a fool, you making me look a fool, therefore you making the damn family look a fool. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, you know, I mean, it was just some harmful fun or whatever. I don't even know why she went and got upset. So then this is when Allison slapped the shit out of him. And I said, girl, you could have slapped him a little harder than that if you asked me. Slap the dog out of him, okay? But it is what it is. After she slapped him, she turns around and tells him, listen, you ain't no son of mine. So I guess she kind of like disowning him or whatever, right? So then he's like, girl, I be trying, but it ain't nothing that I could ever do that's gonna make you and daddy proud. And it's like, you're a disgrace. Like, baby, like, you just got issues. You just have issues. It really ain't got nothing to do with your parents. Like, you are how you are because of who you are. Like, that's just like, you talking about you try to impress. Like, in what ways do you try to impress them? Like, I just girl, F a gun. Anyway, I feel like he would love to hear that. But anyway, let's keep going. So Allison walks in on Ray and Damon talking, okay? Because Ray was telling Damon, like, listen, we might have to talk to the Grand Maester, see if they could pretty much prescribe her daddy something different. But before she could finish what she was saying, you know what I'm saying, Allison peeked in and she came on in there. So Damon is having me chuckle. Let me tell you, I'm loving Damon more and more and more. So Damon is wondering why they when she came in to greet them or whatever, Damon's like, well, why the hell y'all ain't greet us when we came here the first time? Why y'all sent some other people to meet us down there? Like, why y'all wasn't down there to greet us? They did right there and say, well, calm down, baby, because I'm sure she was pretty busy, right? I want to believe that she was so busy because, you know, she running the castle and stuff. You know, she's ruling it. So what the hell do we know about that? And then Allison said, girl, I'm not ruling this castle. And you know that. You know that. And right there looking at her like, B.I.T., I can't tell. I can't motherfucking tell. Right. But, you know, not Allison, but Rainier was being very careful with how she was saying stuff. But Damon don't give a fuck. And that's what I love about Damon. Damon don't give a fuck, okay? So Allison says, I do not run the kingdom or whatever. She says, me and my father are just stewards of his word, of his wisdom or whatever like that. And I said, girl, F you. F you, girl. So then Damon is over there on their head, okay? Because he feels like they aided in his death, in my opinion, because he highlighted his the BS meds that he getting. And he's like, the man could barely even say his name, let alone look out that one eye that he do got. Like he just over there just going in about his brother's health or whatever. But I am thinking to myself a little bit, like, I feel you, Damon, like get on their ass for sure. But he old as hell. He's old. I mean, what other help do you think these meds gonna do? What? How do you expect what? What more do you think the meds is gonna do for him? For real, for real. You feel what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess, girl. Anyway, so Allison tries to blame it on the Grand Maesters or whatever, right? But Ray is not having it. She like, so the Grand Maesters is the ones that got him sick while y'all sitting up here trying to run his throne and stuff, while y'all sitting up here carrying on meetings behind his back and sitting on his throne and doing whatever the hell it is that y'all want to do up in this BIT. Is that what it is? And I'm loving Damon. And I can't remember what Allison's response was to Rhaenyra, but I know Damon jumped in and he was like, listen, girl, I'm sure that y'all went and got the maesters to help him out and stuff like that. I'm sure it was like a grand gesture. Y'all was having mercy, all this other stuff. But what the fuck does that have to do with all of the Targaryen things around here, like all of our symbols and representation of our background and where we come from, the Targaryenness of it all? Like, this castle is here because of us Targaryens. The audacity, what the fuck they got to do with y'all removing all of our stuff and then deciding to put up all these motherfucking statues and stars? What's that about? So then Allison pretty much says something like, well, the emblems of the seven are they're there to guide us when we're uncertain about things and we're on an uncertain path. And I'm just like, another BS answer, girl. You can have those seven emblems of whatever, stars or whatever, to guide you, but you ain't have to put them up all throughout the kingdom in place of the Targaryenness of it all. Like, girl, y'all full of shit at the end of the day, okay? At the end of the day. So Rhaenyra says, okay, what she said, okay, so when it comes down to my sons, all right, especially Luke, like, who the fuck finna make the decision on tomorrow? Okay, who finna make that decision and sit up there and let me know who's gonna be the successor versus who's not? For a position that my son already own, like, that's already his title because it's already been given to him. So y'all need to let me know what's going on. And then this is when Allison said, oh, me and the hand will be the people that be sitting up there, okay? And just so you know, the Father puts me in a position to forgive you and forget the shit that you said and the allegations and accusations that you just made in this moment. I feel like Allison always does this subtle thing where she has to remind Rhaenyra, but she also be like sunning her at the same time by saying, I'm still the queen. Like, she does these subtle things to let her know, like, you could talk all that big talk, but understand, girl, I'm still the queen and I'm still in a higher position than you. So don't get too cute with me, girl. I know you the king's daughter or whatever, but don't get too cute. Okay? All right? Understand who's still been running this for the past few years when your daddy been sick. Understand that. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on. Anyway, so Vayman bitch ass done arrived. He done got there, and he over there having a conversation with Allison and her raggedy ass daddy, Otto. So Otto trying to get in her head and ask her like, listen, when we go to war or when certain things happen, X, Y, and Z, like, are you gonna want, like, those are some strenuous decisions that are gonna be made. Would you want those decisions to be made by a child? I felt the way because Vayman and Otto is definitely trying to team up. See, what Otto is really trying to do, he's trying to block Rhaenyra out of having everything. At one point, he tried to make it seem like, oh, if a woman runs everything, then it's going to be chaos in the house if a woman runs, right? But honestly, he has a vendetta or issue primarily with Rhaenyra that he doesn't even want her sons to be in that position. And it could be because, yeah, they're not true Valerians, but at the end of the day, that's what Lord Corlys wants. And that's what the king has already said it's going to be. And for him originally to feel like if a woman runs the kingdom, then people are gonna break loose and all hell is gone. I mean, you got the Queen Allison up here running it. She changing shit around and everything. So obviously, y'all have conformed to a place where y'all are okay with the women having say so in political views and stuff like that. You feel me? But anyway, girl, he just want the power at the end of the day. That's really what it's all about. Okay. So anyway, Vayman tries to convince her that whoever she chooses to be over Westeros and all of that, being the sea lord or whatever, he's telling her like they're gonna be indebted to you, basically. So it's like you might want that person to be me, okay? Because I'm gonna do what it is that you need. Now, if you put Rhaenyra's son in that position, I can guarantee you that Rhaenyra gonna really do what it is that you want. So you might want to, what I'm saying, come on over here with me. Okay, so there's that. Now then we get a conversation with Big Ray and Ray again. Okay, so she over there telling, well, at least Ray telling her like, listen, girl, I know you here to get your piece, but what I'm learning is that you really here to speak on behalf of yourself, and you really ain't trying to look out for me or help me out. This shit like, girl, should I look out for your ass? Girl, do you know that you had something to do with my son being clapped? They're like, girl, get out my motherfucking face with that stuff. Okay, understand that. And so Ray is like, well, girl, listen, I want you to understand, like, this is not like no true proceedings. Like, girl, this is a motherfucking trap. Like, they came here to, declare that my child is illegitimate. And Big Ray was like, I don't give a fuck about that. Girl, my son is as illegitimate as they can get because he's not here anymore. So I don't really care nothing about what you talking about. Okay. So you can get up out my face with that shit. So then Ray tells her, let me do this. Okay. First of all, girl, if you have my son back, like, let's make a deal, girl. If you have my son back and you go to back for me, girl, guess what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna let your granddaughters, you know what I'm saying, marry my sons. So basically, your granddaughters are still going to inherit Driftmark anyway, especially if they marry mine. And Big Ray tell her like, girl, that's cute and that's a nice little bargain that you done gave me, but girl, you could bargain all the fuck you want to, but just understand that these high towers finna get ready to drop a motherfucking blow on your head. Understand that, okay? And I want you to be prepared for the blow that they about to send your way. Meanwhile, I'm gonna stand alone like I've been standing alone. Okay, so then she walks off, girl, going on about her business, honey. Then Rhaenyra goes back to her daddy, trying to talk to her daddy. So she talks to him about Aegon's dream. Not his son, Aegon, but I believe his dad, Aegon, or whoever was before him, okay? And how making her the heir to the throne was for her to reunite the realm. I guess that was a dream of Aegon's or something. That's another reason why I guess he's been so steadfast on making sure Rhaenyra is his heir, because he was trying to stand true to the dream that either he had or that Aegon had. But also, I felt like he's doing that for her because he still feels guilty about her mama passing away all those years ago, okay? So she tells him like, listen, daddy, baby, this is a very heavy burden to carry. Like, I mean, like, I am stressed the hell out, right? She said, listen, if you want me to bear this burden, then you're going to have to defend me and my children. Like, you're going to have to stand up. Okay, you're going to have to let them know that you still the king and that they still need to put some respect on your motherfucking name and mine, because daddy, I'm stressed the hell out. So she starts crying real bad, and I'm wondering right now, are you crying because one, are you crying, one, because you see that your dad is likely to die at any moment? Or are you crying because you feel the loss of power, or you feel power slipping through your fingertips? Like you don't have no control. Like the dream you had for yourself is slipping away. It could be a little bit of both, but I was just wondering which one at the moment, okay? So Otto, in my opinion, I feel like he was slowly killing the king, because he had ordered like some milk of poppy or something like that when the king was getting all his wounds treated or whatever, looking looking like Tales of the Damn Crypt for sure. So when Otto was ordering him the milk of Poppy, the king said, "Nah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Only thing I want is for me and my family to have a nice little supper all together, okay?" And I think Otto was about to dispute that, and he's like, "No, I don't care nothing about what you're talking about. I just want all my family to be together, so we need to go ahead and just do us a little family supper. Get it together. I don't want no motherfucking Poppy. I want to pop up at dinner, period, okay?" So the next day, we could see Otto BITS sitting on this man's throne, okay? We see him sitting on this man's throne. Girl, I felt the weight. But I said, Otto, get your ass up. And I'm mad that you sat on the throne and the throne did not prick the shit out of you the way that it's been eating the hell out of Viserys over all of these years. The audacity for you to place yourself on this man's throne. And maybe that's a common thing. It may be very common, but in that moment, I felt the way about it. Okay, get your ass up. So it's time to hear the people defend who should be the successor of Corlys. So Vaemond speaks on his own behalf, right? And then Ray also jumps in because he's like, "Listen, I'm the only true blood that he got. You know what I'm saying? I'm the closest to kin. You know, I have been very loyal to my brother in Driftmark, you know, all of my life. So I should be the next person or whatever." So Rhaenyra jumps in and speaks on how her son is also has rightful claims to the throne as well. Obviously, because see, here's the thing, Rhaenyra, I understand where she's coming from because that's what Lord Corlys wants, right? And Lord Corlys doesn't care whether or not that's the true blood or not, right? For real, for real. But what's killing me is Rhaenyra, girl, you need to cut it out. You know that baby ain't got not damn piece of Valyrian blood over there, for real, girl. Like, stop playing. Like, you know that baby shouldn't be over there, but we get it, okay? Anyway, so Vaemond tells her, like, "Girl, what you know about Valyrian blood, honey?" Okay, because when Rhaenyra got ready to speak, Allison said, "Girl, you gonna have your time. So, like, just really be quiet and let him talk. For real, for real. Okay, let him finish." So he turned around to her and said, "Girl, what you know about Valyrian blood?" Exactly. You don't know nothing because, girl, I could slice my vein right now and you still wouldn't know nothing about the blood. So what's really going on, okay? You still want to recognize it, boo. So then Rhaenyra speaks when it's her turn. She speaks on her son and how he should be next in line, but she didn't even get the opportunity because the doors open, girl. And guess who was creeping, crip walking, literally Tales from the Crypt. Guess who was crip walking into the facility, girl, into the kingdom, towards the throne, girl? It was nobody other than Viserys, okay? Tales from the Crypt keeper himself, okay? He was up there crip walking, girl, to that throne, and I was loving it, okay? Everybody was shocked. Everybody was shooketh. You know who was shooketh the most? Vaemond and motherfucking Otto and a little bit of Allison, okay? Because all of them looked at each other because if you ask me, Otto and Allison and Vaemond definitely had a plan to where he was going to get it. And I feel like Allison would have went along with whatever her daddy wanted to please her dad or whatever. That's what I do believe. So they had a plan. And once they saw him crip walk on in there, they already knew, like, girl, our plan is not finna come full throttle. It's not finna prosper at all, okay? No weapons formed against this kingdom is gonna prosper on this particular day, okay? So Otto don't know what to do but get his bitch ass up out that man's seat, and I loved it. So when first of all, I'm watching Viserys struggle walking down the aisle, and I say, ain't nobody gonna help him. He get closer to the throne, somebody want to help him, and Viserys was like, he don't even want no help. I said, girl, you need that help. But of course, Daemon came and he helped him, and he ended up dropping his crown. He picked it up, placed it back on Viserys's head or whatever. So it was a nice moment between the brothers. And I said, that's what you should have had, honestly, as your hand of the king all these years, all this time. And that's what he wanted. You should have just gave it to your brother. But anyway, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and move on. So Big Ray, okay, first of all, Viserys was over there like, well, wait a minute, I'm gonna be, excuse my confusion, but I don't understand why the hell we having a whole meeting about a decision that's already been made. The only person up here that's able to even speak to Lord Corlys's wishes is Big Ray. Big Ray, come to the front and tell the people what's going on. And she said, well, listen, I just gotta respect my husband's wishes. My husband's wishes has always been for Luke to be his successor, period. And I just got word that Rhaenyra said that she gonna marry her sons to my granddaughters or whatever, so it'll still be, you know, Valyrian blood flowing all throughout Driftmark. So I mean, I'm cool with that. Like, if that's what she wants to do, I may not always have support, you know, agree with what my husband said, but I supported him for the most part, and this is what he told me. So I'm cool with that if y'all cool with it, okay? So I noticed when she said that, and Viserys was pretty much accepting of what she had to say, and that's just what it's gonna be. I noticed that Alicent's son, Aegon, Alicent and Viserys' son, Aegon, kind of put a smile on his face just a little bit, and I said that boy can't stand y'all for real, for real. Like we don't like you either. Understand? Okay, Aegon, they don't like you either, but it was like he was enjoying the fact that his mom wasn't getting what she wanted and his granddad wasn't getting what they wanted out of this. Okay, I just thought that was very interesting, so it made me think later on when the seasons are to come, is he going to end up probably falling on the side of Rhaenyra, where he may end up feeding them information about what's going on in the kingdom? I don't know, just a thought. Okay, so anyway, Vayman gets mad, baby. Vayman gets mad once Viserys is like, okay, well, she spoke, and that's just what it's gonna be. Vayman stepped up there. He started going off like, and how dare you tell me anything? Okay, he over there going off like, I told you I got the Valyrian blood. Okay, I don't give a fuck about what none of these people talking about. Okay, that boy right there, that motherfucker right there is no true grandson. All right, and as of today, he damn sure ain't no true nephew of mine. So then Viserys said, you might want to watch yourself. Now I may be crippled and old, baby, but I'll fuck you up. Understand that? Okay, now he may not mean shit to you, but he's something to me, and that's my motherfucking grandson. And I said what I said, and you trying to stand up here like you really got some claim to fame when you ain't nothing more than just a little brother. Understand that? Okay, you don't rule nothing around here. Okay, period. So he started going in on him. So Vayman started going off some more, and he was about to call Rhaenyra's sons some bastards, and he paused, and then Damon was like, say it. I want you to. I bet you won't. I bet you. I dare your motherfucker. Say it today. Not tomorrow. I want you to say it right now. You better say it. Say it if that's what's on the tip of your tongue. I want you to say that shit. You better say that shit right now. Let's get into it. So he ended up pausing, and then he says, bastards. Those kids are bastards, and she's a whore. So when he said that, baby, he couldn't even get the next word out his mouth before Damon stepped behind him and sliced the fuck out his head. Girl, one piece of the head went one way, and his body just fell down the other. And I was just like, wow, girl. Everybody in the house over here was like, oh, girl, we could not believe like he did it so smoothly. And that's what I love about Damon. Like, Damon be real sneaky, very observant, sees what the is going on, most of the time knows what's going to happen before it really happens. And I think that's very important. That's a very important person for Rhaenyra to have on her team. Even if it is her uncle, as much as I don't like that, girl, it is what it is. But the way he sliced that, I said, slice him up, baby. Sliced him the fuck up. And then because Viserys stood up and said, I will have your tongue, after he called his daughter a whore, baby. So when Damon sliced his ass and he fell to the ground, he was like, oh, he could keep his tongue. And then he gonna auto BIT, bitch. He gonna sit up there talking about some disarm him. Who the hell do you think you are? Talking about some disarm him. Yeah, you the hand of the king, but you ain't the king. What you talking about some disarm him? But either way, Damon was like, I'm done. Like, y'all ain't got to disarm me, girl. I'm done. Like, I know I did what I need to do. He did, baby. Let's go ahead and carry on. Let's finish up the next part of it, honey. Okay? There's that. All right, now later on we see where it's time for the family dinner. I'm so glad they carried Viserys into the dinner. I said, girl, y'all should have carried him into the throne. Why y'all let that man walk like that? Anyway, so Viserys then came in there with the mask on. He about to stand up to do a speech at the table. Girl, the mask then fell off. He done looked up so that people could see him deteriorating right before their eyes. Girl, he done lost the eye. This man done lost the hand, and this man done lost the arm. Girl, I'm just like, do he have both of his legs? Like, are the legs still there? Like, girl, he just falling apart piece by damn piece. Like I told y'all, it's definitely giving Tales of the Crypt. All right, so basically he tells everybody, listen, I just want y'all motherfuckers to get along, girl. Like, all this beef and drama that y'all got going with each other, like, girl, let that shit go. Like, it's time for us to just live and be happy. Like, let's move on. So Rhaenyra stands up and she gives her little toast, and she appreciates Alicent and apologizes to Alicent, and I think Alicent stood up and did the same. Aegon over there making moves on Jace's future wife, his cousin, making Jace get irritated as hell. And then next thing you know, we see where the boys almost fought. Jace and not Vayman, but Aemon. I think it's Aemon, whatever. So their second child, Aemon, they almost got into it or whatever. And I loved how Damon stepped in, and Rhaenyra's husband, he stepped in and he was like, like he got the boys like under control, in terms of he probably be teaching them some tricks and how to battle and how to fight and stuff, something that they daddy would have been able to do had he not been clapped. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, girl, so he just stood up there and looked at Aemon in his face like, you sure that's what you want to do? That's what we doing? We on that type of time? Bet. I'm on that same time you on. You sure? Okay then. All right. Okay. All right. So you think you're rough. I promise you ain't better than me. Type thing. Okay. So then Eamon walked off, girl. And then Damon just kind of chuckled and walked off too, honey. Like, all right. Cool. Like, this right here was like real interesting, girl. But we gonna see how that's gonna play. Now we also see the same girl that ran and told Allison about the helper being violated or whatever, or met her in the room to talk to her about the lady being violated, is the same woman that works for Damon's ex-mistress. Right? So whatever's been going on in the kingdom, she's been running back telling this information to that woman. And this woman, who I'm sure is still upset with the Damon and them not actually being together or whatever the case is, I feel like she's going to be on some sneaky shit where I don't know how to take her, because I feel like she's not going to be on Team Damon's side, him and Rhaenyra. I don't see that. I feel like she's going to be more so trying to help Allison achieve whatever type of scheme she's coming up with to achieve, so that Damon doesn't come into power at all or whatever. So I feel like, she on some hating type shit, but we'll see how that's gonna go. Now at the end of the episode, we do see where Allison went to go and have a conversation with the king. And while when she gets there, she gives him something to drink. The drink that she gave him, some part of me wondered, like, did Allison deliver him the last blow to kill him? Like, what was in that cup that Allison gave him? Or was it more poppy? Was it poppy, or was it something for you to clap him? I don't know. But either way, right? So Allison is over there talking to him. Aegon is not Aegon, but Viserys is thinking that he's talking to his daughter Rhaenyra, finishing up the conversation they had earlier, because she had asked him about Aegon's dream earlier. So he was pretty much telling her, like, yes, Aegon's dream was true. You are the one to pretty much reunite the realm XYZ ABC. So that's what it was he was trying to say. And he kept saying Aegon, but what's her Allison would say Prince Aegon, because to her that's the only Aegon that she's recognizing. She's like Prince Aegon, and he's like Prince. But he said Aegon. So I was just like a little confused, but I know for a fact he was not insinuating Prince Aegon. He was speaking on Aegon that came before him. Allison misunderstood what he was saying. He thought he was talking to Rhaenyra, saying that you're the one, you should get the position to move forward. Whereas Allison dissected it as, oh, you're saying that Prince Aegon is the one to reunite the realm. And it sucks because this entire time she says that the the 7 stars, or whatever the hell they are there to guide them during an uncertain path. So because of that, she probably believes that she was led to come to him that night for him to tell her that. And she probably feels like that's a sign that the 7 star or whatever sent to her, for her to go and carry out and fulfill the fact that her son will be the next king. But unfortunately, she's only going to be creating more chaos than anything. Okay, all because she misunderstood what he was saying. And it's not really her fault wholeheartedly, because he was sick. He didn't know who he was talking to. She didn't understand. She was trying to dissect it. She misinterpreted it. But it's gonna cause all hell, and I'm probably more than likely going to remain on the side of Team Rhaenyra and Damon. Okay, but that was pretty much the episode. It was cute for what it was. My favorite part was seeing Vaemon get his head sliced, okay, by Damon, period. All right, speaking ill on that man's wife, and now you no longer here to tell the story, honey. But that's all that I got. I want to hear you all's thoughts and comments about the overall episode of House of the Dragon, honey. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.